Hey, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Hey guys, welcome to the show today. I am extremely excited to talk about something that's really bubbling, really marinating right now with me. The more I think about it, the more excited I get as I share these ideas and tips with you, listeners, watchers of the Digital Ops Virtual Lunch and Learn and podcast. So here's a question. How can you leverage your strengths to stockpile digital assets in the micro economy of tomorrow? Again, so how can you leverage your strengths to pile up digital assets, valuables, in the micro economy of tomorrow? So first of all, let's talk about your strengths first. Let's start there. What are you really, really good at? Every single person on this planet has a talent, a natural gifting, ability to do or be something. Some are football players, some are writers, some are artists, some are mathematicians. Everyone has this one thing that they do really, really well. And then sometimes they would say, I can do that so well, I can do it with my eyes closed. You just have this natural ability. And for those things, that thing that you enjoy the most, I believe that you have an unlimited amount of energy to exert in doing that thing. So I think a lot of times people don't have the opportunity to blend that one thing that they love into their life, into their work life. And that's a shame, because there's a lot of people out there that are out there collecting paychecks, doing a job to make ends meet, and they're not working in their strengths. And I'm extremely fortunate that I work in an industry that allows me to work in my strengths. What do I love? I love when people come to me and say, I am not satisfied with the status quo. I want more. And I'm willing to invest and to do whatever I need to do to get more, to move the needle, to get out of this rut of where I'm at, to increase, bring on new clients and grow business and grow the bottom line and add revenue to existing streams. Or we want to launch a new product. All those types of things, it's like a fire that gets lit. And it just so happens that, I've been given the natural ability to assess and pick tools and then what strategies go with those tools, digital, that can help those companies move forward and help those individuals move forward. So, if you're listening to this and you're working in a company or an organization and you're not functioning in your strengths, oh man, I am so sorry. Guys, so we've talked about what you're really good at. Let's talk about stockpiling digital assets, okay? So what am I talking about? Well, so what I'm really talking about is you need to start right now getting on the record. I don't care if it's, get an app on your phone that you just speak into, record yourself on your phone, start taking pictures of and doing very, micro content, photos, demonstrations of, you doing or explaining this thing that you love. And so that is how you can, really leverage this tool, because guys, this is where it's at. Let me explain to you the situation that we're in. So right now we are consuming digital content at an alarming rate, but the fact of the matter is there's not enough content out there right now that is segmented and specifically broken up to all the different interests that we have. There's not enough compared to the demand. And it's evident based on the fact that, you know, the tens of thousands of Instagram stories and YouTube videos that are being added every hour, that there's so much content and there's so much information that's out there. Here is what is happening. For those of you who have watched Ready Player One, the movie, I love that movie. You know, they talk about this virtual world where, you know, you go and you can be whoever you want to be and you can live where you want to live. You know, whether VR or AR, you know, I think we're still a ways away from that. But the fact of the matter is we're going to continue to consume content. And for those of us who have built up digital assets and who have and the way it becomes valuable, here's the key. The way it becomes valuable is this. When you demonstrate and articulate that you have this passion and you show it and it comes through you and it shines through you in the content that you produce, you are going to attract people's attention. People who are interested in what you are talking about specifically, down to the very nitty-gritty details. So, you know, you see this already right now in young, you know, you know, teenagers and young people who are putting together these videos on YouTube about all the different, you know, sort of cheats and ideas about how to advance through various games. Because they're really good at it, you know, and they're attracting attention, right? They're attracting attention, and so that's going to continue to happen because there are so many unique people in the world today who all have their own gifts and talents and abilities that when they take a minute to leverage these devices, your mobile devices, again. How do we consume content? We've talked about this. We watch it, we listen to it, or we read it, right? There's only three ways that we consume that content. And so as you think about what you're really good at and demonstrating it, you think about and you start producing, creating that content at mass scale and put it out there and create your own brand. And you will attract people who are interested in what you're interested in because you're going to put the right hashtag in there and you're going to comment on others who are going to catch on, you know, to yours as well. I mean, you see this with photographers and you see this with storytellers and you see this with athletes. But for many of us out there, you know, we've been afraid to create and put that content out there because maybe the first time we tried, someone says, oh, that's terrible. Like, that's horrible. And so the first time you try to put out that creative, you know, and you get the least bit of resistance, you know, you're like, oh, I'm not putting that out there. Because essentially, you know, it's a risk. But I have to tell you guys that when you put out that authentic, true strength, talent, people are going to be attracted to that. You're going to garner attention from people who have like-mindedness, who want to also see that kind of talent and ability grow, and they want to see that spread, right? There's so much negative right now, right? I mean, people just spewing, you know, political blah, and it's so gross. The world is starving for authentic, true strength and purpose to be put out there. We're just starving for that information. So, and for that kind of content. So my recommendation and what I'm doing and what we're investing in strategies for our clients is to let's focus on the one thing that you're really great at, and then let's push the chips all in on that one thing, right? And then we're going to multiply that in the three core media formats so people can watch it, people can listen to it, and people can read it. because we're going to do that, and we know that we're going to attract and encourage others. We know that we're going to garner attention and find others who are like-minded, and we're going to help grow relationships, whether it's B2B or B2C client growth, relationship growth. And we're going to help shape the identity, whether that's a personal identity or whether it's a brand identity. It's going to happen through that mass scale of publishing content, long format, short format, micro format. And so that's how you build and stockpile this digital asset that I'm talking about. And there's value in it. I mean, think about it right now. The average Instagram follower with, let's say, 5,000 followers who are real followers, usually can make anywhere from about $5,000 to $8,000 a year in promoted posts or in sponsored content that he or she talks about through their digital asset, which is the attention of those followers. That's why they're an influencer. And so that's the thing. What we don't understand now or yet is the fact that by just demonstrating what we're really good at, we're going to attract other people. And the better we become at producing it, the more we're going to have. And so again, this is applicable whether you are a person or whether you're responsible for your brand in that content. It's critical because, again, it goes back to there is not enough content out there today to satisfy the demand, the micro demands and the interest that we as a society have. So for those of you who understand that, when you start thinking about this micro economy, what I'm really talking about is there will come a time in time where we're going to take that content and it's going to open the door for potential revenue opportunities for those individuals and brands who have amassed a huge stockpile of internet assets, digital assets, that people are going to find it and they're going to seek it out and they're going to do business with you. And if you think that I'm wrong, look at what's happened in disruption in transportation, with obviously with Uber, with Airbnb. I mean, that is the disruption, right? Those people put out their very best, their best rooms. They're using their cars, they're using their individual items to fuel this micro economy. And guys, if your brand is not doing it right now, if you don't have a plan to crank out 1,000 pieces of content in 2019, you are missing it, because in 2020, those brands that have those digital assets stockpiled are going to reap the rewards. And that, my friends, is how you can leverage your strengths, stockpile digital assets in the microeconomy for tomorrow. And you get the benefit of people are going to find you now anyway, right? Because you're going to leverage that to the right target audiences. You're going to put ad buys behind that specific content and make sure that it does get out there when you can afford to put a budget against it on the right platform. Guys, thank you so much for your time today. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer at Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.